What's happening, y'all? Yeah, we're having some fun now. So I started pulling some stuff off the motor. Yanked the O2 sensor out, downpipe, uh, most of the harness, yanked this valve cover off. Tonight I'm going to try to get this valve cover off, get the coolant pipes off the motor, disconnect the injectors, the rest of the ignition, pull some more of the intake tubes off, see if I can get the intercooler out. This is going to be a lot of stuff going on tonight. It's really nice out here tonight. It's pretty warm, so I got the battery disconnected. As you can see, I already started pulling some crap off. It's definitely giving me an idea of what I need to clean up, and what I can leave alone. Looks like someone changed the heater core at one point and kind of left things loose. So these are all little things I'm going to be, tidying up, because this car has got to be, it deserves to be put together back the right way and cleaned up. Really probably can't see much down there, but frame's got a little oil on it and grease and garbage, and the same thing over there. So I got some nice degreaser today too. So the idea would be for me, hopefully, to get this thing fully out by the weekend. And it looks like the weekend's gonna be all right. So roll this thing out, degrease the hell out of it, pressure wash it, and paint any brackets and clean up anything I see that's not fit. Clean the radiator up. It's a nice, I think that's a GN1. So somebody, the guy before me who owned this, definitely put some good money into it. I mean, I don't know about the execution. I can't even say that. I haven't found too many questionable things with it. It seemed like he wanted to do the right thing with it. Little backstory on this: found it. Well, I didn't find it. My buddy Ron found it. And he's like, "Hey, is this address close to you?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's pretty close. It's like 20 minutes away." He's like, "You want to go check out a car for me?" I'm like, "Yep, no problem." Flew over there. Got there pretty early, like 8 a.m. Checked it out, and back and forth with this guy, and he's like, "Yeah, I don't know, give me like $4,500 for it." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "Does it have a title?" I didn't even know if the thing had a title. I'm like, "Is it a real Grand National?" Don't know, So he showed me all the paperwork, all the owner's manuals, and the original bill of sale, the original receipt from the dealership. I mean, had everything. And I'm like, "Okay, give me 10 minutes. I'm going to go to the bank, get the money, go get a trailer." And this thing was on its way back to the warehouse, right then and there. Call up Ron. Yep, car's pretty solid all around. It's got a new motor in it. Came with the original motor, which was great. And really needs nothing. I mean, it did need a few things. I mean, the wheels were these knockoff 5-star welds, and 2 of the tires were popped out of it. The TPS was not even remotely close to reading accurately, so it didn't run good. The oil drain for the turbo was leaking. I mean, it was just minor piddly stuff that, I should have just did and not played with. But either way, I worked a deal out with Ron, because I'm on the Turbo Regal pages for, I don't know, a year or two. And really, really love these cars. So I worked a deal out with him, gave him the finder's fee for it, and here I am, a happy Regal owner that has his motor halfway apart. That's the name of the game. I mean, a few of my buddies have these, and yeah, most of them don't have the V6s in them anymore. But it actually turned out to be really cool, because this ain't it. That's the new motor, but the motor that came with this was in the crate, which was the original block for this, and that's now in the Willys. The original intention was build that motor up kind of nicely, put it back in this, and have a pretty quick street car, right? I mean, cam, heads, you know, badass turbo, good fuel system. And I'm like, what am I doing? You know, this nice T-top car, the interior's mint, the body's solid. Just put it back to semi-stock, you know, with a nice little couple upgrades like the intercooler and the cold air and, you know, bigger injectors, and just run it and just enjoy it. So that's how that went, you know. For what this car cost, I think, you know, like, I don't even want to say what's in the other motor. I have already said it in another video, but the motor would be worth more than the car, unfortunately. So that was the deciding factor where, you know, okay, I could put that motor in here, paint it, and if I did want to sell this thing, I'd be really upside down. The Willys isn't going anywhere anytime soon. So, yeah, you know, that's kind of reasoning of a car guy who has too many cars. You know, need to thin the herd eventually. But, yep, that's enough of my rambling. I don't know if I'm going to do a time lapse of this, taking this crap apart. It's just mad annoying. I hate the, you know, see me running all around this garage, and especially tight quarters, but I'll give you the, you know, update of what we get done here so you have an idea. All right, stay tuned. Okay, we're back. This is taking longer than expected. I'm taking my time with this thing. Typically I'd leave the intake on, the valve covers on, most of everything on, and just yank the motor, yank the intercooler out. I needed to do some inspection though, see what was actually going on here, for peace of mind and other reasons. So it's funny when you actually take off a few extra bolts, you know, and just stop assuming things are working the way they should, what you find. So, case in point, this has already been wiped up a little bit, but you know, you'll be able to see it. Probably not good at all, because whatever, there's an oil sludge in there. So what that leads me to believe, every one of the exhaust ports is dry. Yeah, it's got carbon buildup, but it's dry. Like I said, cylinder 2 and 3 are wiped out with no compression, but it still runs. That wasn't the cause for the smoking. After the turbo working for a while, this has already been wiped up too, so, but you can see I hope you can see the exhaust ports are just sooty. That's not oil. Now this has been wiped up. See if we can get some light on the situation. But she's wet and she flops around. Hands gummy. So turbo, no bueno. Let's see in there. Behind the fence is all yucky. So this Chinese turbo didn't like it. China. 25 pounds a boost. That on top of the map sensor not working properly. The brand new 3-bar map was not reading remotely close to good. And yeah, that's what took everything out. So basically what I've done so far, I yanked a motor mount bolt. That one's still in, just so it doesn't do anything funky. I'll yank that last bolt once I get the crane on it. I have to basically take the starter out, disconnect the flywheel bolts and the bell housing bolts off the transmission, and she's ready to rock. Everything else has been disconnected. I guess the idea is to try to get this out today. I'll put it on the other engine stand I have over there, and get this thing started in the process of degreasing it, get some paint going. All in all, it's not too bad. It just needs a little love, little touch up, a little clean up, and it'll look good. I already started putting this thing together. Got the intake on, the RJC power plate. It's a really good add-on. I had on the car before. Put my original valve covers back on. The one that came on the motor was cracked. Basically just taped it up, cleaned it up, going for the black look. That way, I'm a dirty, greasy person, so I won't have to detail the motor after I'm done. Clean up the pulleys a little bit. That's gotta go. All in all, this thing's pretty much ready to rock. I'm gonna leave the coil off the back while installing it, so I don't break or bend or crack that thing, because I don't want to deal with that. But yeah, the XFI, so intake temp sensor in the doghouse up here. All in all, it's pretty good. I got it up on some stands and a light under there, and that's more than enough for me to work. And surprisingly, I'm keeping everything clean and dry. I think that's the only spot I got on the floor of anything, and that was from the turbo leaking overnight. So whatever, I'll clean that up, and we'll be good to go. So this is probably gonna be a long day, yanking this bad boy out, but it is what it is. So what's happening, y'all? So I'm just sitting here putting the finishing touches on this video. Instead of working out there in the cold till midnight tonight and working tomorrow, I'm not in the business of being miserable, and I'm sure everybody else will thank me that I didn't overdo it on a Sunday. But just for a heads up, my buddy Dave has a replacement turbo for me. How awesome is that? He actually texted me like a month ago saying, anybody that's looking for a turbo Buick 6262 turbo? And I'm like, no, not at the moment. Little did I know, foreshadowing, as you see in the video, it is bugged. So I was almost gonna buy it last month when he texted me that, because it was such a good deal, but luckily his buddy still had it and he was able to get it already. So I'm gonna finish editing this video and send him a shipping label, so that should theoretically, I don't need anything else. That's it. That Chinese turbo, man. I mean, I see a lot of videos on the YouTube and people just knocking the things, and I'll promise you this: one will never go back on any of my cars. I didn't buy it. I bought the car with it. I don't know the reasoning for the guy purchasing it. He spent money on almost all the other parts, GN1 radiator, there's a dual fan kit, I think it's Intrepid fan kit, well, not kit, but Intrepid fans. There's pipes exhaust, there's a freshened up transmission. I don't know who did it, I was trying to find a sticker under it, but he spent good money. There was chips. I found the old injectors. The injectors were 60-pound Siemens. So even the intercool, the stretched intercool is nice. I don't understand why he cheaped out and put a $250 turbo on this car. Maybe there was a turbo on it before it blew up and he just put that thing on there to sell it to me. I mean, the car was cheap either way. But here's a picture, boom, of the new turbo that's coming. Thank you, Dave. You are the best. He's got a YouTube page. I'll link it here, so you can go see the cool shit he does. If you get bored with looking at Grand National stuff, his videos are much better. So go subscribe. Anyways, I'm gonna try, you know, whittling away at this thing a couple hours every night during the week, and maybe drive it this weekend. My registration came in, so it's updated and good for 2 more years. So I miss driving the thing, and I need to get a few rips in before snow starts flying. So, all right, guys, stay tuned. It should be interesting. Later.